So I'm listening to Magic 105.4 and they said, what song do we want them to play out the show? They were asking if we want to play Simply Red Stars or a song by the Carpenters. Now, the daft idiots have already loaded up the track, so it's not really a question, so your text doesn't really count. The answer's already there. We already know what they're going to play. And this is about half an hour away, they said. So in about half an hour, I'll put Magic on and you can have a listen to see what they say. Bearing in mind, this is already preloaded. This is Christina Aguilera. But read what it says. They've already loaded it up. This just goes to show how Magic's text-ins are a load of nonsense. Don't waste your money. Listen to him.
It's either the Carpenters or Simply Red, because Major Tim, not Major Tom, Major Tim is going into space tomorrow. We're looking skywards. It's either Superstar by the Carpenters or Stars by Simply Red. Over to you to play us out. You know the text number. 61054. Let's say you got 15 minutes. Carpenters or Simply Red?
Andy Green.
Right, remember, we already know what the answer's going to be. It's going to be Simply Red Stars. Right, just to prove that I'm not cheating or I'm not doing any funny business, we can reload it. So at the moment it says Jar of Hearts, so let's have a listen. Jar of Hearts should be coming on in just a moment. And just to prove that it is Magic live, this is Kiss. So it's just loading. So there's Kiss. And if we go back to Magic, so this just shows you how their queue system doesn't work, which has caught them out this time with their little competition. What do you want us to play at the end of the show? So let's try and get it to buffer. The internet's playing up a little bit at the moment. Maybe we'll try going back into it. So it should be just the way you are. Okay, so Jar of Hearts is on now, which is the one it said before. So the next track is going to be Barry White, Just the Way You Are. And like I said, there's no trickery, this is live. Which means that because this is live, if you're listening to Magic, Barry White, Just the Way You Are, will not be on yet, even on FM. It just means that they've dropped the track into the deck. So on the computer, they'll have a couple of decks, and they'll drag and drop different tracks into different decks. So it means Barry White is the next track to go in on the playlist. But as we've already seen, when they put Simply Red onto the playlist, onto one of the decks ready for later, this here already updated itself, so because this already updated itself, it means that they've caught themselves out. So hopefully in just a moment Barry White and Just the Way You Are will be on. So let's go back into it live. I don't know why it makes me go out and come back in, but oh, what a surprise. How did we know that was going to be on? Like I said, as we know it's live and all that jazz, Hence why we know the closing song is going to be Simply Red with stars. So we've got about 10 minutes or so to go. So bearing in mind, if you see this video and you go back to listen again, and you go back to 8 o'clock on the 14th of the 12th, 2015, bearing in mind I already know what time it is. It's 10 to 8, and I told you at 7:30 as well that it's going to be Simply Red stars. This is how fake Magic with their little texting phone-ins are. Okay, so once again it's updated from Barry White. It now says Simply Red again, which means that Simply Red should be the answer to the texting. So let's find out.
It's Barry.
Here we go.
And thank you for your mail and your texts and your tweets this evening. The big play out, well, it was either going to be Richard and Karen, the Carpenters, which I know is a bit of a giveaway. Sorry, Paul and Pauline. Oh, and Natalie. But Jules and Sarah, Helen and Yvonne, and Sandra as well suggested Simply Red by Stars, because Major Tim takes off tomorrow.
Oh, how did we guess that? There we go. That just goes to show how fake Magic with their playlists are.